Hey everyone, this is More Than Just Trucks, a podcast for gearheads, truckers, and anyone who wants to learn more about the trucking industry. This podcast is sponsored by Truck Country and Stoops Freightliner. Come along with me as we dive deeper into what makes this $700 billion industry an essential part of all our lives. Here, we will interview industry leaders, educators, and more as we aim to inform the population on all things trucking.
Welcome, everyone, to the More Than Just Trucks podcast, produced by Truck Country and Stoops Freightliner Quality Trailer. I'm Josh Jorgensen of the Truck Country and Stoops Marketing Department, pinch hitting for Ray Clark. Today, we're bringing you a special episode of More Than Just Trucks podcast, as we have a pair of very special events coming up at our dealerships. We are joined by Drew Hepler, Truck Country's On-Highway Sustainability Solutions Manager, to talk about E-Mobility Day, which is coming up on Tuesday, September 20th at our Stoops Lima, Ohio location, and our Freightliner E-Trucks Ride and Drive event, which will take place on Monday and Tuesday, September 26th, 27th, at our Hampshire, Illinois dealership. At both of these events, attendees will have the opportunity to learn about and test drive Freightliner's new eCascadia. Thanks for joining us, Drew. What can you tell us about E-Mobility Day and the E-Trucks Ride and Drive event?
Yeah, at both of these events, customers will have the opportunity to get into an eCascadia, do a little ride and drive. You do have to have a CDL to do that. And then also MT50E chassis from Freightliner, custom chassis. So that's going to be like a UPS style step-in van. So if you're wondering what that is. And then, once you're in Hampshire, we're going to be able to have a hydrogen fuel cell from Hyzon Motors. So that's a Freightliner chassis with a fuel cell inside of it. So the customers are going to be able to experience all three of these vehicles in Hampshire and the MT50E and the eCascadia in Lima. And if you haven't gotten one, I suggest attending because these units aren't like diesel. If you haven't been in an electric car yet, this is an opportunity to test the electric vehicle out, and you're going to see a lot of differences in it compared to a diesel truck. Very quiet, a lot of acceleration, and it's got a lot of power and torque. So, and the noise level, when I say quiet, it is quiet. You can have a conversation like me and Josh are having right now, and there's no buzzing noise or any background noise there unless you have the radio on.
Very cool, Drew. Looking forward to getting in there and checking out the new top-of-the-line trucks from Freightliner. Drew, can you kind of walk us through the day's activities? I understand both the events are going to start with morning sessions, and we will actually have morning and afternoon sessions on September 20th in Lima, and as well as 26th and 27th in Hampshire. Can you kind of walk us through a little bit of the program for the day, Drew?
Yep. The 20th in Lima, Ohio at our Stoops location there. The event will start off in the morning, and it will have educational presentations. You'll have the Freightliner presentation by me and the district sales manager, Brian Sutherland. We'll get into the truck specs and how long the mileage range is and how the chargers are and what chargers are and how it's the utility companies that are going to be there or that you'll need to get with. And we'll also talk incentives, what it's available out there in the market right now for specific states and the areas that we're doing these events at. Also, if a customer has questions about other states, we'll be able to answer. The Inflation Reduction Act that just got passed, we'll be able to push that out there and tell people what type of tax credit they'll get for the trucks and for the chargers. But then, it starts educational presentation with me and Brian on the Freightliner side, just discussing the truck. Then Mike Stark will be there to talk about the FCCC MT50E product. So he'll be able to discuss the mileage range and how that truck will perform and what will it take to charge it. And then you'll get out there, you have an opportunity to do a ride and drive. And then when you're done or while you're waiting to do the ride and drive, there'll be lunch there provided for you. And then in the afternoon session, there'll be dinner afterwards.
Very good.
And then in Hampshire, we add one more to the agenda. It will be me and Scott McLeod, our district sales manager for the truck country side, doing some presentation. Maybe Roy Mooney, who's our Detroit sales rep. And then we'll also have Mike Stark talk about the MT50E. But we also have an opportunity to have the hydrogen fuel cell there, and Sean Yondon will be there to discuss that and have a presentation on that. Then you'll get, once you're done with those presentations, have an opportunity to get in all three vehicles, do a little ride and drive around the dealership, see the difference, see how they feel. And then there'll also be lunch and dinner provided. The Hampshire one is a 2-day event, the 26th and the 27th, both morning and afternoon sessions for both of those. So.
Oh, very good. So it sounds like you have all the bases covered, Drew, in terms of letting people know how to get off the ground, what they need as far as setup with the vehicles, how they can afford them, and all the loops through there. What kind of feedback have you received? I mean, is this the type of information as far as, is this kind of covered what a lot of your customers have been asking so far about the trucks and so forth?
We'll basically get you out of there with these presentations, and you'll have a good understanding on what you will need to have an electric vehicle. On the fuel cell side, it's pretty new to all of us. So that team at Hyzon that will be there, that will be supporting us, they'll be able to explain the hydrogen fueling stations and who has it and where it's coming and how to fill it up. And we'll do the same thing on the electric side. We'll be able to tell you what utility companies to work with. And we're not going to dive into every customer that's there in depth. But this is an opportunity for them to understand where things are, and then we can work after this event and do our consulting side with Freightliner and Hyzon and FCCC to make sure that we're looking at the perfect routes for them, what utility company they're using at their facility, what chargers are, what type of charger to use, what route to use that will work best for this. We'll also, you may have trucks, you may be an Indiana-based customer, but you may have trucks in Texas, and that might be a better route because of incentives. So we can lay all that out after this, but we'll be able to answer quite a few questions there. We're short on time, just doing a morning afternoon session to dive into every single customer. But questions are more than welcome, and we'll be able to answer to the top of our ability there. So
very good. As far as from attendees who are at there those days, what's the biggest takeaway you hope that they come from, or what's the biggest thing that you hope that they learn from the events, or remember?
The one thing is to understand that these vehicles aren't meant for every application right now. They are meant for a certain type of application out there. So a lot of your inner city type work, your drayage work, things that are going to be out and back and not going 500 miles a day. So just to have people understand that this is just for a small application, and it's going to grow. This is just the first steps these companies are taking a look at. And just when you get in the truck and ride and drive, just to feel the difference and hear it and just see how it's running. I hope when they leave here after both events that we have, that yes, they have something that fits this and they understand how it's going to work, and we can help try to get a resolution for them, but also understand that this is step one of many into this type of application. Am I going to say this is going to take over a sleeper truck? Most likely not, because of mileage range. But a hydrogen fuel cell might. So we have opportunities to help support any type of sustainability side throughout. So,
and this, Drew, seems like just another tool that Freightliner has put out there for customers. Over the years, we have developed different trucks for different vocations and customer needs specified for certain areas, and it's just to really. Certainly at this point, we're not replacing the diesel trucks, so we're just offering our customers potentially another tool that might work best for them.
Yeah, and also it's a tool that gets you some more trucks. So if you're a customer that's running inner cities and you have Cascadias and you have day cab applications that are within 110 miles out and back, so 220, the eCascadia will work perfect for you. And that, instead of using a diesel powered truck build that you have today, you could replace that with a battery electric, and there's no allocation on that right now.
Sure.
The order board production starts 1/1. I know there's orders in. You're probably looking at end of Q2, maybe Q3 builds, and that's just because they're only one production spot for eCascadia Freightliners up in Portland. They're not throughout Mexico, North Carolina like the diesel side is. So I this could be an opportunity to help get you more trucks for your fleet. And if you have applications that work perfect for this eCascadia range or the EM2 range. So
great. Mentioned we have we're going to serve lunch at the Lima event, both following the morning presentation and then before for those attending the afternoon. Then at Hampshire, we're going to have lunch and dinner, as well as I know we have been working on some pretty cool giveaways and stuff, goodies for those attending to take home that day. And sounds like just an overall fun day talking about Freightliner's newest products, and we're just really exciting.
Yeah, we do have some really, really cool giveaways for attendees that attend it. We got a couple different style hats. We got a phone charger. We got some notebooks so you can take notes in. So we'll have a folder with information on the eCascadia, the EM2, and the FCCC product, MT50E, that you could take home with you. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you're going to be able to walk away with. So, and then one thing is for both events, we loved for people to register so we know who's coming. Yep. We got multiple opportunities to do that, and I'll let Josh explain those.
Yeah, encourage everyone that can make it, please stop out. We do ask that you visit our website, truckcountry.com, and there's a registration component there. We actually have a QR code with some information about the event that you can scan and register. Or if you're like to be old school, you can call for the Lima event. Please call 419-228-4334. Or if you're going to head over to Hampshire in Illinois, number there is 847-453-5100. Call either of those numbers, the respective locations, to register for the events, or again, visit our website, truckcountry.com. Looking forward to, Drew, seeing you over at Lima on the 20th and Hampshire on the 26th, 27th.
Yep. For Lima, if you got any questions, reach out to Austin Hill or our Lima sales team there. Tony Steeman, the GM, Jeff Gass, who's VP or operations manager, or all those guys have information about this as well. For the truck country side, you can reach out to me, our marketing team, Sam Gayhart, GM at Hampshire, or Dan Armstrong or Darren Fisher. So
very good. And again, for more information, truckcountry.com, give you all the specific times, dates, and so forth. Okay, well, thank you very much, Drew. I appreciate you joining us for this special episode of More Than Just Trucks. We look forward to seeing everyone later this month and later in September at Lima and Hampshire. Thanks, Drew.
Yep, the future trucks are here. Can't wait to get these in front of you guys.
Bye.